Welcome to our lesson on writing exponential numbers. Most of the time, we have to write numbers in exponential form because it is easier to pronounce exponential numbers than to pronounce the meaning one after the other. What do I mean? For example, we have a number written as 8 to the power of to the power of 2. For example, 8 to the power of 2. So this 2 is called either the exponent or we call it the power. Or we can also call it the index. The index. While 8 is called the base. 8 becomes the base. So a number written like this is an exponential number. So we have 8 exponent 2. 8 to the power of 2. What does this mean? Now we go to the definition of exponent. Now we say that the exponent of a number says how many times to use that number in a multiplication. How many times do you have to use that number in a multiplication? That is the meaning of the exponent. For example, we have 8 exponent 2. What does it mean? It says we have to use 8 2 times in a multiplication. And what do we have to do? We have 8 times 8. And this is, of course, 64. So we have 8 exponent 2 means 8 times 8. So it is easier to say exponent 2 than to say 8 times 8. For example, if you have 8 times 8 times 8, then you can't just say that. You just say 8 exponent, maybe 5 exponent 10. Okay, now another example, we have a shape here, a square. Okay, we have a square box with sides 5 cm, length 5 cm, width 5 cm. If you want to find, let's say, the area of this square, okay, will be equal to what? How do you find the area? We say that the area will be equal to 5 times 5. Of course, this will give us 5 squared. Okay, so that gives us the area of this shape, and 5 squared is what? 25. What of this one? A cube with length 5 cm, width 5 cm, and the thickness, the thickness 5 cm. Here we talk about the volume. Volume of the cube will be equal to 5 times 5 times 5, which is of course equal to 5 exponent 3. And 5 exponent 3 is 125. Okay, so we use these exponents most of the time in our everyday life in different forms. So we have 8 exponent 2, 8 times 2. 5 exponent 2, 5 times 2. 5 exponent 3, 5 times 5 times 5. So these are some of the exponents we have in everyday life. So let's quickly see other ways or other forms of exponents that we can actually deal with. So let's go to another form of exponent. For example, we have a question that says evaluate each of the following exponents or exponential numbers. The first one is 9 exponent 3, or we say 9 to the power of 3. How do we evaluate this? Of course, we already know how to do it. So what do? We say 9 times 9 times 9. And what is the answer? 9 times 9 times 9 is 729. That is it. Okay. What if you have minus 5 exponent 7? Here you have, if you want to evaluate this one, you have to use a bracket so that you don't confuse yourself. So you have a bracket, minus have to be outside the bracket, then you deal with the 5 exponent 7. So you have 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. So have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then bracket close. So what do? So we find the multiple, the 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. So the answer must be negative because 5 is, there's a negative outside the number. There's a minus outside the bracket. So what do we have? We now have minus 3, 1, 2, 5. What of when we have the minus included in the bracket? Here we have the minus included in the bracket. So we have minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2. Now there is a trick here. You have minus inside the bracket. Now exponent 4. If the exponent or if the power is even number, then the whole thing is going to amount to positive. If the exponent is an odd number, then we are going to have minus at the end. So what do we have here? So we have 2, let's go 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16. Minus times minus plus times minus, minus times minus plus. So what do we have? We have plus 16. So the answer is simply 16. Now we move down to the other one. We have another one. We have a fraction. Here, all raised to the power 5. So what do? We have 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 times 1 over 2. Here 1 times 1 times 1, everything will always give you 1. 2 by 2, 4 by 2, 8 by 2, 16 by 2, 32. So I have 32. That is our answer. Okay, here we have um, minus in bracket 2 minus 2 over 3, then all to an exponent 4. What do we have to do? Is say minus 2 over 3 times minus 2 over 3 by minus 2 over 3 times minus 2 over 3. Of course, here you have an even number, so the total multiplication is going to give you what? It's going to give you a positive. So we go 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16. So we have 16 divided by, we have 3 times 2, 9 times 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27 times 3, 81. So we have 81. And that is our answer. Okay, so it's positive because the exponent itself is an even number. What of this last one? We have 0.7 exponent 4. Can we deal with it? Yes, let's go. So we have, in this case, 0.7 times 0.7 times 0.7 times 0.7. So this will give us 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will give us 0.2401. So that's the answer to this one. Can we do other ones? There are so many of them. We can generate ours. Okay, so let's continue. That's interesting, right? So let's keep on. So we have another one, 8 exponent 7. That will be equal to 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the last one times 8. This will give us what? 2097152. That is the answer. What if we have minus 4 exponent 4? Can we do it? Let's try. We have minus, okay, in bracket, 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. This gives us what? Minus, because this minus is outside. We have 1, okay, we have 1, 1. Okay, let's clean it up, and we are actually having, okay. Let's clean this up. Okay, so we have 1, 1, 7, 6, 4, 9. What if we have minus 7 exponent 6? Sorry. This is that's a very wrong number. Sorry. We have to This is not for this value. We have 4 times 4, 16 times that. And this is going to give us minus 256. Yes, this one is minus 256. Then the other one, this one is going to give us um, minus into 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is the one that's going to give us minus 1, 1, 7, then 6, 4, 9. Because this is the one that's supposed to give us that. Okay, what if we have 5 divided by 8 all exponent 2? In this case, we have 5 x times divided by 8 times 5 divided by 8. 5 times 5 is 25. 8 times 8 is 64. Okay, so these are the ways we deal with exponents. These are how we deal with the exponents. Okay, so do we have any other one? So we can stop here today. Wait for our next lesson where we now deal with laws of exponents. We take them one after the other. This is our introduction to exponential numbers. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for our next lesson. Thank you.